Well, look who's inside again. It's fucking us again, making podcasts again. I'm way too close to the mic for that whole thing. Again, way too close to the microphone. Hey, things got really bad with the last episode, with the whole recording for episode 16. So we're doing it again. Now we are re-recording episode 16. It is 3:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
And neither one of us have slept recently, and that's, for me, this is laid out. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Let's go ahead and just say how we even got to this point.
Well, let's just start the podcast. We start the podcast, then we talk about it.
Wow. What a...
There's our intro.
Okay.
Perfect. It can't get better than that. I'm going to move my microphone.
When everything is so fucked.
Everything is fucking
And that's
stupid.
the main thing, is it, so it starts, right? Our tale begins.
With last week recording the podcast. And then for this entire week, I have been trying to fix what was there. And right now, I am terrified that the same issues are going to happen again. So, long story short, Ben comes over, and we're gearing up to make the podcast, and we start recording, and then immediately just slip into like an impromptu business meeting about the channel and how we're going to manage things, and we have a really important,
taxes,
really good conversation, and then just realize, oh shit, we've been recording for like an hour, we need to start talking about podcast things. Little did we know, the camera had already died. So that's
we didn't have an intro to work with.
We had no intro, and so I'm like, okay, it's cool. I'll just make a little silly thing about like, oh shit, we forgot the intro. Sorry. I'm listening to the audio, and 80% of the podcast, my audio is super echoey because our sound mixer is weird, and for some reason was trying to pick me up on both mics. And even now, I'm staring.
Paranoid.
I'm staring right at that fucking red bar. Trying to check to make sure that I'm not talking too loud. I'm moving my mic all over the place, trying to make sure that's not, like, I'm making sure that I'm not even looking at Ben. Just trying to get my voice to carry the other side of the room. Because, like,
podcast fun.
I'm going to apologize now if it sounds bad. We are recording this the day it goes out at almost 4 in the morning.
Yeah, and I went to work Saturday at like, 10:30. It's not like I got up super early and went to work, but I got up and went to work at 10:30 and didn't leave work until about 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was laying down. I took a shower and I was laying down, and Forrest to give me a heads up already that there might be some issues, but then he was kind of like, okay, so the issues are actually like big problems. Mm-hmm. And we were trying to figure out what to do, and I just decided that, like, it's probably better if I just go ahead and come back over. So it is 4 in the morning. I am tired. I am exhausted.
Yeah, man.
I am physically and mentally depleted. I've been working at a job
this is
all day, so I might sound stupid as fuck. I don't know.
This is early evening for me. Because for the past...
Forrest has a gravekeeper's schedule, a gravedigger's shift.
For the last month... I've been going to bed at around 10 or 11 a.m. and waking up at around 3. And then continuing on about my day all night long. I think yesterday...
Very healthy.
Today, this morning, for me, I woke up at 4:30 or 5 p.m. And we're going to talk about that here in a minute, but that's kind of what's going on with me. So, like, I don't know how to feel. My circadian rhythm is all fucked up. But we kind of just agreed that it would be a lot easier to just make a new podcast, even if it's like only an hour long, than it would be to try to repair the ridiculous problems any further and have a product that sucks for you. It's entirely possible that we will still have some problems with this episode. And again, if that's the case, I'm sorry. I'm putting it out.
And I'll find out about it.
I'm going to do my best to make sure that the next one doesn't suck. But like, we've had pretty consistent technical difficulties here and there because it's the easiest fucking job in the world. We're sitting here just rambling.
Just screaming at mics.
But for some reason, there's
It's
always a
literally
fucking
my
issue.
favorite thing to do.
And until we're able to afford a proper editing computer and a better camera, which it's just going to be how it is. So like we're kind of just in this weird limbo right now, but we do have a few updates.
Yeah.
Some things that we wanted to run by you, our beautiful audience.
They seem to mostly already be aware of it.
Right, but just in case.
I think the regular people I think have subscribed. So
yeah,
cool.
So when
good on you.
The whole meeting that we had last week was about the fact that we're hosting the podcast on my YouTube channel, which is for my science videos and stuff like that.
Oh shit!
And
I'm gonna put this somewhere where it won't
bang on the mics. We're hosting the all this on my YouTube channel, and that is going to be a problem very quickly. First and foremost, my YouTube channel is now monetized. Ben and I are co-hosts. We're gonna split that money, and as of right now, we have to go through the analytics of 15 different videos and factor out, every single penny that made on which day. And that's not horrible right now, but it's gonna be pretty quick.
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. It's gonna be a problem very quick. So we're making a separate YouTube channel just for the podcast. We need 1,000 subscribers over there, and then we can monetize that one. We also need a certain amount of watch hours, but that won't be hard. Once we can monetize there, then it's just as easy as how much did we make this month? Boom. But right now, as it is, it would be digging out all my other videos, and that's the other thing is that I want to make more science videos. Right now, I have 6 or 7 videos up on my channel that I want people to see, and 15 podcast episodes. And so it's kind of confusing to people coming in fresh, like, what is this channel? What are we doing? You know what I mean? So I want to make it very easy for people to enjoy my content and then to enjoy this podcast, and to make sure that Ben and I can handle money and taxes and everything fairly and easily. So we're making a new podcast channel. When this episode goes up, I'm also going to pull down all the other episodes from this channel, and they will only be over there. So this channel that you're listening to this on now, probably, the Forrest Valkai channel, will be the latest episode of the podcast, and that's it. And the I'm Not Comfortable with This channel will be all of the episodes of the podcast. And I'll do that for a couple of weeks until, we're getting significant subscribers over there, and then we'll just have it over there.
Pull it, yeah.
And the I'm Not Comfortable with This channel will be linked as a feature channel on my channel. It'll be linked in my Linktree thing, which is on all of my bios. It'll be super easy to find. I'll load that thing up with tags today. It'll be very easy for you to be able to navigate, but we just want to make this easier for us and also easier for you, the audience, to navigate through this and be able to find whatever you need. I think those are all the things that we're recording this day of. It is Sunday, the 25th. It is 10 till 4.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's
and
yes.
You're hearing it here first, folks. You are listening to this at the time where we are probably slogging about our day jobs, hating our lives.
Christ.
But yeah, that's all the things that happened. Is the old episode shit the bed, and now we're starting from scratch. And those are the updates you need to know. Please go subscribe to the other channel.
Would greatly appreciate it.
Don't unsubscribe from me.
Unless you don't like...
Unless you're just Forrest. Like, I'm only here for the podcast and science test sucks.
I make Forrest much more palatable.
You do.
No, it's...
You do.
No, I have a specific role, and that's,
Podcast, pal. Palcast.
Palcast. It's just, yeah. So, I mean, I drank a fucking energy drink, 15 minutes ago, and it tasted fine. It hasn't done anything to my brain. I've depleted all the fucking...
The pause there. Oh, God.
It'll be fine. All we have to do is talk about something that makes me uncomfortable, and I'll be able to ramble.
Yeah, that was another thing we discussed, is that we were thinking that, like, the past few episodes, we've kind of fallen into things that are comfortable for us. Bitching about the government, bitching about the economy, and we always kind of fall back on fuck Jeff Bezos, which is fair. But also, it would be, we started...
We're not treading any new ground.
Right, we're not actually that uncomfortable. And that's a problem, aside from how hot the fucking room is. But other than that...
No, yeah, we've become, like, more and more physically uncomfortable.
Right, but mentally
I'm
emotionally...
exhausted as fuck right now. And it's hot. I have a lovely ice water, though.
Oh, yeah.
that was provided to me by a wonderful host.
Thank you.
You didn't do it.
It was my wife.
You fucker. Don't take responsibility. Don't take credit for your
Everything she does is because of I allow her to.
That's problematic.
There's so many people that's like that. Like I have seen so many videos on TikTok. I don't know what they're all about, and it's like, you know, what's something that your husband would never let you do, and I'm like, fucking let you. Like, she is
it's fair.
my partner, not my property.
No. You can agree. You set boundaries.
I guess.
You set rules. Like, I would never let my wife, fly a helicopter.
Under no circumstances.
I don't think so. Like,
if she got a license?
She's not gonna get. If she's like flying a helicopter in an emergency situation, then it's okay. But she's still gonna crash that thing.
You just know. You know she's gonna fail.
It's not that I know she's gonna fail. It's that helicopters don't make sense to me. They're funny. Fucking death machines. Dude. What are you talking? It's a basket with a fucking fan on top. It's made out of metal. It's terrifying. It's kind of like high-speed trains. They're really scary if you think about it.
I used to love flying, like airplanes and stuff.
Flying is amazing.
It was so fun.
The fact that we can do it is amazing. I haven't been on a plane yet. I intend to before I die, unless I... Well, either way, I'll make it on one, right?
Right.
But I was going to say, unless I die on a plane. But if I die on a plane, I still got to fly. I got to fly up and then fly all the way back down to this piece of shit fucking Earth.
Flying high above the Earth in bloody defiance of her gifts. And so you return to Earth naked and defeated. Fucking... I used to love flying. I went I did a lot of like school trips and stuff when I was doing competitions. And I would love flying. And I haven't flown on an airplane in damn near a decade. And then recently I got contracted to go out to Utah to do a video shoot with some animals. And they paid my airfare. And so I flew 2 flights there and 2 flights back. And I learned that in my age... I do not like planes anymore because now I know the science of a plane. I understand how the fucking lift works.
Talked about this on the podcast.
Have we?
Like, yes.
Are you sure?
First episode.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, for all of you who haven't heard it before, it's fucking scary. And just knowing that it's a little bit of physics between you and just fucking plummeting does not make you trust physics.
This dude
terrifying.
Over here.
I'm an old fucking man with ADHD, and I'm going to forget what I'm talking about.
You got loop brain.
I got that loop brain.
He got loop brain.
Loop brain. I'm talking so quietly because I'm so worried that my audio is going to get fucked. But here's
the thing. It doesn't even matter because, like, it's fucking too late to give a shit.
Right. This is going up. So, like...
It's all... Look, we've been at the bottom of the basin for so long. I want to say it's downhill from here, folks, but we live in the crater. So, what was it you wanted to talk about?
I'm going to move the microphones next time and bring them closer to the edges of the table here.
It's just unfortunate that you want to talk about that right now.
So, a couple of things. We want to talk about things that actually make us uncomfortable. And, like, I have a really hard time talking about anything like emotional. I have a hard time for someone who really loves being on stage.
Did you say personal emotions or like anything emotional?
I would say my emotions. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How I feel about anything. Like, 'cause I can talk about other people, but like talking about myself, especially in emotional terms, showing gratitude, or any kind of like.
Well, that's fair because you do put on like you do. I don't want to be an asshole about it. I hope it doesn't come across like is that you do have to put on like a show.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's
you know
true.
what
I
mean.
Yeah, I have to have
you have
a
to
persona.
be a certain way. I feel like the podcast almost initially started kind of as a way for your lizard brain to get out. Mm-hmm. For you to be like, I'm a person. This is what I would be like if I wasn't trying to do this. But it's
yeah. No, that is true because like it was just an opportunity to just have a normal ass conversation rather than performing.
It's not completely tied to
because like I'm always
your actual career.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I'm always when I'm performing, when I'm teaching, I am being radically myself. That is what I love to do more than anything. But it is also just like us, just one face of what I'm trying to get across there. Even if it's like in this video I'm happy, in this video I'm angry, in this video I'm whatever. It's still I am calculating very carefully what I'm putting on the internet. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
And even now I am too to some degree, but like the stammering, the stuttering, the confusion, the questions, I would never put the very dumb things. Yeah.
And the things that say there's so many swears.
Everything that makes this podcast as terrible as it is, I would never put that out on purpose. Aside from like this
podcast.
Aside from this exact scenario. And so like that's kind of cool. But like the whole like creative process for me is something that I would never be comfortable talking about because it's intimate and it's like confusing and it's like I wouldn't even call it that. It's just it's because a magician's secrets are this like calculated and interesting and technical and fun.
You don't think a magician like eats like 2 fucking Little Caesars pizzas and then like crashes on the couch for 3 days?
That's what I'm saying.
And then wakes
is
up
that my shit is
and
yesterday
comes up with a new magic trick? You don't think that happens?
that's what I'm saying is like yesterday I like this past little while, a week to a month in this area here. I've been producing some stuff, but not enough. I made one YouTube video and I recorded it and stayed up for 3 solid days editing it and put it out. And I was so fucking happy about it. And I was like working really, I put out a bunch of TikTok videos. I did a bunch of writing. I felt fucking amazing. And then like immediately after that, I was sleeping until 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I ate like one little omelet that my fiance made me, then just like basically forced me, hey, you need to be eating. Like you need to do that. And so I ate something and then just laid there on the couch and just kind of stared at the ceiling or played video games brainlessly for a little while. And then realizing I had been doing that, got really fucking depressed and didn't want to do anything else and just wanted to go back to bed the second that I woken up, but then felt bad for feeling that way and so forced myself to work and would like there's probably about 80 times in the past week that I've been writing. I'm writing an independent study on Homo erectus dispersal out of Africa for school right now. And I've got it open on my laptop and I need like, a couple dozen pages. It's nothing too crazy. I literally have, I have like 12 books open in front of my desk, like all to the page. All I need to do is just copy the information out of there and cite my sources and say, here's what I learned from here. And about 80 different times this last week, I would sit down, pop in my headphones, write, no joke, 1 to 2 sentences, and then get lost on TikTok, feel bad about it, drink an Orange Crush, and go to bed. And like that, and then I'd come up like the next 20 minutes. That's what I've been doing. And that's not out of the ordinary. That's just the cycle. Like I get really fucking depressed and down on myself until finally I just get so sick of feeling that way that I force myself to like.
I hate to say this, dude. Like, I love at risk of making the podcast not good. I think we both have a lot of like mental, what's the word I'm looking for?
Issues.
Yeah, I don't want to say illness.
Right.
But like
illness.
We're like it's like we're sick in the head.
Yeah.
So that's not better.
Do you do that? Do you do the cycle between like really I'm depressed and then I get a little rise and then I get really excited about it and I'm proud of myself and I'm fucking awesome and then I crash again?
Yes. First of all, yes, and secondly, it's probably like even worse because like you are like you're almost a power person sometimes. So like whenever you're
Power Ranger,
when you're a fucking but when you're at peak performance, you're doing a lot of cool shit. When I'm at peak performance, I'm functioning like a human being. Right? You'll never understand what it's like to be me and try to come do this podcast and like fake my way into bringing something to the table. Like people are always in the comments like, we want to hear you guys talk about science, and it's like, that's fucking cool, but like I can't talk to Forrest about science. I can learn from Forrest about science.
You can have an intelligent conversation about
yeah,
something you don't know.
of course I can. Yeah, I do that all the time, but I don't really have anything to add. Like, I have much more to add to, like, I'm uncomfortable in my own brain. Yeah. Like, of course, you know? Because, like, the problem is, too, though, is, like, everybody really, I think most people understand it better now after the pandemic, because a lot of people were stuck in their fucking houses for ever.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, and also, like, the human mind does tend to, like, process trauma after the fact. So, like, living through, and I'm not a psychologist, this is just my understanding of things, but like when you live through something like this, this is a traumatic event. Everybody's world got turned upside down. Everybody got their, how silly to say, oh, I had to stay inside on the couch for a while. How that's traumatizing. Yeah, a lot of people lost their homes. But honestly, like even at the bare minimum of taking this pandemic seriously, just realizing the gravity of it and realizing the risk to you and to your loved ones, and like having to change your whole
world clock, for fucking death count,
just changing your whole world around. That's exactly what it is. And like after now, we're coming to this point where like it's kind of halfway ended, and like you can go outside without a mask, and you can go into Walmart without a mask, and you can meet people, you can have parties again if you're vaccinated, you can hang out, you don't really need to take precautions unless you're like in a crowded area, and like there's these totally new rules that are very, very close to normal. And this is when we're seeing a lot of people freaking the fuck out. And like this is where it's really starting to hit people. Like trying to go back to normal is so much more mentally tasking than being so fucked up in the first place.
Everybody thought like, oh, we can't wait to go back to normal.
Right.
But for a lot of people, it's also still like, why? Who gives a shit? Fuck you. Like everything was so stupid. I don't know. A lot of people, like I definitely have a certain level of, like I care less a little bit now about certain things.
You're just like compassion fatigue. You're just worn out.
It's not even compassion fatigue, because I'm still compassionate to an extent. But I mean, like when it comes, like I don't worry about things as much anymore, except for like making sure I have money.
Well, that's what I'm asking is it like is it genuine apathy, or is it just you're too fucking tired to care?
And toilet paper. I'm too tired.
Yeah.
I'm too tired.
That's, you know what?
Like but also I have to keep going, so like it doesn't.
There's not like it's a choice.
It doesn't help me to worry. Like the thing with like some of what's going on in my personal life. If shit really goes sideways for me,
of course,
all I can ultimately do is keep going to work.
Yeah.
And keep making fucking podcasts.
I think we did talk about that as well. Like we talked about like the people in the oil field, and they have like a hand cut off, and their first question is like, "What am I supposed to do for work now?" And it's like, how is that your first thought? But really, that's how I feel like a lot of people are.
And
because
I don't even it's the problem. Like the people who aren't like that are gonna fucking die.
Like because like for me,
I know it's a bit psychopathic, but like I have to start being this way.
I don't have another option, but
that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, like, not only financially, I have to do well, I have to go to work, I have to make money in order to live. Like, that's just, there's no way around that. Also, I am an absurdly ambitious and passionate person. And so, like, I don't have any option at all besides doing what I want to do. Like, building this dream that I want to build. I am going to die, or I am going to do this. That's it. No. And so, like, every day I wake up
to each other.
No. I don't mean
definitely gonna die.
I don't mean the podcast in specifics. I mean just like the whole brand that I'm trying to set up of being a science communicator.
Oh yeah.
And like making the world a little bit better. That is no question. Like I am going to accomplish this dream, or I am going to die trying, and that's just that's the whole thing.
I see what you're saying.
And so like there's no option in my brain when I wake up. I'm gonna go do this. But like there are a lot of times when I know for sure that going to work today and just doing shit that I don't want to do is giving me the food that I need to continue doing the dream, to continue doing the thing, you know what I mean? And that's the only way that I can like rationalize my way out of it, because otherwise I'd go fucking insane.
It's like having like 4 jobs, and 3 of the jobs nobody, either nobody knows about them, or they don't think they're jobs, or they think you're wasting your time.
Yep.
And you're just like, okay, fine. I'll get 2 hours of sleep a night at best to make sure that like someday I can get 8 hours of sleep at night.
And that's really what it is.
Where it's like you're born with a deficit.
You can either like there's this old like
I think we wanted to talk about deficit on the podcast once. Let's talk about the time and money deficit that you're sort of just born with.
Yeah, because like there's this old like it's a toxic fucking positivity. One of those things is like real generic motivational speech stuff that's like life is always going to be hard. You either work hard now and have an easy life later, or you take it easy now and your life will be harder because you didn't work hard. You know what I mean? Things like, I forgot how it's phrased exactly, but like work hard and have an easy life, or don't work hard and you have a hard life, or something like that. And like that's very fucking generalized and not always gonna work in either direction.
Yeah,
blah,
there's
blah.
another one that, like my boss fucking says all the time that I'm starting to adopt, which is just choose your hard.
Choose your hard. Yes.
I don't know where, I can't remember where he said like he's like he picked it up, but it's like it's like choose your hard. It's either gonna be hard and you're gonna be fucking poor, or it's gonna be hard and you're gonna like be able to feed yourself and have a clean home and a nice home and food. And it's just like it's like I can't say that's inherently like evil, but goddamn.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing is that like that doesn't always apply. Number one, for anybody, you're gonna you can work
Some
hard.
people are born and then they die.
Exactly.
Some people are born and then they're exploded.
That happens more often than you think.
Yeah.
But then like
sometimes it's because of American intervention, and I'll try not to cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just saying that like the whole thing is like that is how I've justified the past, more than a decade of my life, is that like fucking I'm in my 20s. This is the time when I'm in great shape. I could be going exploring. I could be jumping off of waterfalls. I could be trying crazy foods. I could be, dancing my way across whatever. But I'm going to work really fucking hard now so that I can hopefully enjoy those things later. Because there's just no way I can do those things,
Hopefully.
And like, it kind of like, I hate the idea of working really hard so that I can make it safely to my death. And like, I'm so happy for the risks that I do take, and I want to continue taking them. But I know deep in my brain's heart that like, yeah. I know deep in my cock that I am potentially risking everything, and that's fucking scary. And like that's like right now, most of my laying on the floor staring at the ceiling time is spent realizing that like I spent last summer, even though I was wearing a mask, we live in Oklahoma, most people weren't, and I spent my entire summer working 12-hour days around lots of people like who were within like arm's reach of me, like trying to teach lots and lots and lots of unmasked people who fucking didn't believe in the pandemic in the first place, so they weren't taking precautions. And that like I'm one bad paycheck away from complete fucking bankruptcy. I'm already fucking behind on a lot of things. My air conditioner's fucking broken. And like that, what gets me is that like I have this ideal dream in my head where I'm like, oh, I'm 29 now. I could still do all these crazy things. But in reality, my actual dreams, my actual like things that I like fantasize about is like having jeans that fit properly and a fucking air conditioner that works. And I feel really fucking bad about feeling that way. Like really bad.
Why?
Because who the fuck am I to fucking need, you know what I mean? Like so many people have it worse. And I'm not even close.
Yeah, but you're not like bitching.
But I'm not even close to fucking special in that, though, is what I'm saying. Even like here in America, even here in our town, like people our generation, everybody are all feeling this way. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's suffering. Nobody's fucking. For all the people out there,
AC works, bro.
Right, but like your fantasies aren't about a fucking Bugatti. Your fantasies
No,
are
they're
about
not.
making sure that you have a fucking stable living situation for your
Yeah.
whole life, for your family.
Yeah, I just want to take care of my family, and I want to be able to like work on things that make me happy, and not just have to like fucking work
Right,
for
and
other
that's
people forever. And
that's what I'm saying, is that like everybody's fucking going through this shit that you and I are going through. Everybody feels this way. So who the fuck am I to sit here and feel
that's
bad about
what's
myself like I'm
fucked up.
fucking special?
Is that I don't like to say this at all because it goes against everything I believe in, but we're working really, really fucking hard to try to make things different for ourselves and eventually for other people.
Yeah.
And some people don't do anything to get out of the situation they're in, and now I sound like a conservative because everything in me says that's fine, you still gotta help them, but like I'm still going to work, like regardless of what I believe, I'm still gonna do the thing. I'm still like honed in on like I have to do the bootstraps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think it's fucked up, and I don't think anybody should have to deal with that. I'm going to deal with it though, because
Yeah.
I have like what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm real, like, truthfully, I cannot reconcile this thing in my mind. I'm still gonna do it.
That's, you know what? That's exactly what I'm saying though. That is exactly what I'm
I'm still gonna do a whole
saying.
bunch of dumb shit to try to get what I want, and eventually I'll probably make some intelligent moves as well.
Yeah.
But like, and again, to circle back at another time, to another point, not another time. Let's do it another time. One more again. Fucking, like, who am I? What the fuck? Like, I'm not different. I'm not special. Who am I? Why the fuck should I, like, why should I force myself to try to, like, overcome these insane things?
I can't imagine not, is the whole thing. And like that's my shit.
Does that
Is
separate you from like a normal person who's just beaten down and doesn't want to try anymore?
it is the thing that makes us potentially successful, is that we're so fucking crazy, maybe. But like that's the thing, is that like I can't
a requirement to succeed?
I can't think of a different way to just to be. You know? Like there's no way in my brain.
You are who you are. I would say that's been one of the core tenets of the entire podcast so far, is that like people are who they are and they should be allowed to be who they are, unless they're like a chainsaw murderer or something.
Probably don't be that.
Not like they don't kill chainsaws, they kill with a chainsaw.
Oh, that is different.
Yeah.
Because chainsaw murderers, you know, nobody's really going to get too upset, except for maybe the chainsaw, unless you're buying them. And
He's
then
like really into chainsaws, and he's like, those are good chainsaws he's murdering. But you know
chainsaw
what I meant.
enthusiasts.
Like, it's, you know, like people should be allowed to be their genuine selves.
For sure.
Unless they're like, I wear people's faces. Like that type of shit.
Don't do that, but, you know, follow your dreams. Follow your
dreams.
Not so much that wearing somebody's face out.
Or like if
follow
you're
your
like,
dreams.
you know, this type of person or that type of person, if you're like, you know, straight, gay, bi, lesbian,
face wearer.
face wearer, no matter what your skin color is or what your faith or a lack of faith is, like
Or what the skin color of the face you're
allowed to
wearing
walk
is.
around as yourself, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, and we all agree with that. I don't know why we segued so hard into fucking be yourself just now. Because all I was trying to say was I think that that's like a thing we always like hit on.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
really,
fucking like that's
equality for all.
that's hard. That's hard for people to. Yourself is a hard thing to be. In
Yourself
you know,
is a hard concept to define.
that is also true. That is also true.
Man, the sweat's coming in now.
No, it's fucking sticky in this biscuit, yo.
It's been several minutes.
It's been about
not
30
important.
minutes.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
So like it's just it's fucking weird, and like
I don't like to think of myself as like different.
you know what
But
though?
you kind of have to,
Yeah.
almost.
It's I don't think I actually finished the sentence earlier, but like for somebody
Probably not. I've been really just yelling a lot.
You're fine. You're not bothering me at all. I for somebody who really I make a living out of being on stage and in front of people and putting out videos and stuff. I love being in front of a crowd. My fucking live shows are fire, but I fucking hate talking about myself. You know what I mean? I absolutely hate talking about any feelings, emotions, personal things. How I never celebrate my birthday because I don't want people to know. I don't want to be at the center of attention. Why are you congratulating me for surviving? Fuck off. Like, you know what I mean?
I kind of tried to quit celebrate my birthday a few years ago.
Well, it's completely, like, not only the fact that I don't like it, but also it's completely arbitrary.
When you're a kid, it's cool. When you're an adult, it's also just it's kind of like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Fucking who gives a
We're not
damn?
even in the exact same place around the sun. It's just fucking arbitrary. Plus, I get older every day. It's not like I'm fucking young this day and then tomorrow I'm old now. You know what I mean? I'm just another day older. You're just quantifying it differently. And back to the same thing.
I say 18. After 18, cancel everyone's birthday.
Right. And then also, again, who the fuck am I to have some fucking day, you know?
No, it's only your family cares about it, Forrest. I mean, I don't know if your mother told you this, but like the whole world wasn't celebrating your birthday.
I fucking hope not. But like, I don't know, man.
Everyone's just like, oh, it's Forrest's birthday.
Pass around a fucking giant
Who's
ass.
Forrest? I don't know. Have some beer.
Just like a card.
We drink on Forrest's birthday.
Everybody just signs a fucking giant fucking shitty corporate card.
And then it never
And
gets sent to you.
It's all just those weird fucking office messages of people who don't actually know you but work around you. It's like, I hope you're doing great.
Well soon.
From being almost 30.
You're not going to recover from that, man.
Yeah, I'm 29 now. And I still just say 30 in my head.
Years.
Yeah, right.
Don't fucking talk to me, man, about being 29. I'll never be 29 again.
I still make the same dumbass dad jokes. Anytime anybody's like fucking, oh, I'm like 27 or whatever, I'm like, oh, I was 28 for a few years, yeah. I make the same stupid jokes all the fucking time.
Yeah, it's because we're old and out of touch.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna reproduce, but I already have so many fucking dad jokes on lock.
For some reason, I was like, say children.
Children.
I already have so many children. I don't know if I'm ever gonna reproduce, but I've got like
so many children.
Kids.
Yeah, man. None of them are mine. I just keep finding them places.
Well, yeah, like they follow you home if you feed them a snack.
My basement is just writhing with children.
It's time to change the subject.
Who else is gonna work the turbines?
The turbines. Fucking Mercury.
They have little hands. They can fit into small spaces and work the engines better.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Valkyrie 2024.
That's like way
Make
too soon.
children work again.
It's way too soon.
Don't you have to be 30 to run for president, or is it 35?
You should know this.
If all people.
Yeah.
I'd
be uncomfortable with how you.
Somebody like me with extreme ambition and probably some latent delusions of grandeur that I haven't fucking addressed yet.
I think you addressed them just now, and I think that's good. So, I'd call it the elephant in the room, to be honest. But I'm your friend, and I always have been. So
that's why I'll kill you last, man.
That's good. Because I mean, to be fair, if you do something like take over the whole world, I would want to see the whole thing, like, you know.
Oh, you want to see it through?
Yeah, I would want to see how it plays out, like.
Only those of us who are willing to go too far will see how far we can truly go. Just going fucking crazy on a podcast. You're just slowly losing my mind, and everybody listening to this is like, is he joking?
No, I am here to joke.
You're the funny man. I'm supposed to be the straight man here. When I get weird, it gets serious.
Dude, yeah. Well, people said in the comments, they were like, Forrest seems like a mad scientist.
I loved the comment that was like, it seems like Forrest is holding this poor Syrian boy hostage.
No,
That's been our friendship That's since junior high. That's been it. It's just Forrest holding the Syrian boy hostage.
You can't see the like gun with the shoestring because it's off camera, and there's only a camera for part of the time.
The whole rest of the time, just sitting here with like old timey fucking
Just
flintlock.
like a fucking flintlock. Just do a podcast, Ben. Just you better.
Bitch about Jeff Bezos with me for 90 minutes a week, and I might let you see your family.
The problem is if I don't bitch about something with you for at least 60 minutes a week, my family won't remember me when I'm gone.
This is our legacy. This is all we have.
No, this is just the start of the journey, man.
Yeah. That is actually something that does make me hopeful. And this, again, I feel so fucking weird talking about this, and it's really fucking gross. So if I come across as like
just
any
shut
kind
up, man. Just talk it.
Okay, I'm sorry in advance. Fucking when
Just speak your shit.
so
They can listen to you be like really good at everything anywhere else they want to.
I am so not good at so many things,
You're
yo.
fine though. The thing is, you perform it at a level higher than most people.
Some things, but you
The
fucking
bar is really low.
you should fucking see
The
me
bar
try
is
to dance.
really
It's a
low.
bad time.
The bar is very low. It's a
But
speed bump.
the
Fucking.
the one thing, so I don't think that, like, God, I just want to couch this with so many fucking weird little statements. Like, I don't
Okay.
think I'm that fucking successful or special or anything.
You're really not that
I have
successful.
exactly. I have followers on TikTok. It's a small. It's not like I'm fucking anything big yet, but like I want to be really bad. I want to be a household name like fucking Bill Nye and Hank Green. You know what I mean? I want to be the next big science communicator, only better. And I don't think I'm anywhere close to that yet. But what really does make me happy is that I can think back to the the years and years and years of failure leading up to this point of trying to do this same thing or something similar to this and just fucking it up over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I think we've talked about this, but I don't remember. I still remember at the fucking Broken Arrow Community Center just outside of
Yeah.
Tulsa doing speeches about, you know, why police should be better trained and kept in check and shit. And I did a whole fucking 90-minute lecture over police brutality in America and why it's a problem and what we can do to help and like all these things. And I made like 8 dozen cookies and fucking 3 gallons of pink lemonade with fresh lemons chopped up in them. And I paid I saved up for a fucking month to rent the room and get the chairs and everything. And like 8 people showed up. 7 of them were my friends and you know, my girlfriend at the time, now fiance. And like, then it was over. And I did that like 4 or 5 different times with different, like, just trying like hell to be something, and nobody fucking showed because who the fuck am I? And like going out and doing like a motivational speech for a school for free, and it was just really fucking lame and bad and the worst thing I've ever done. And doing that over and over, just trying like hell to get something out there, making shitty YouTube videos that you cannot find because the audio is terrible. It was recorded with an old fucking camera from like the early 2000s that I got when my dad died, and it was old when he had it, and like fucking like just trying so hard to make something. I made a recording studio in my garage out of like an old projection screen and some fucking like work lights from Home Depot, and I just would go out there and record something. Every day I would record the same thing over and over and over and delete it because it just wasn't good enough. And I would try and try and try. And like just
I remember
the
that.
fucking just years and years and years and years of work to now be seeing something feels fucking really fucking crazy. And I feel like that's something that people don't get a lot, is that like I don't think I'm any kind of success. But when you compare other people who are successful, when you look at like people who they say they're overnight successes, you know, people say, oh, this person blew up and they're an overnight success. What you don't realize is that an overnight success takes about 10 years of work.
Right.
And like
No fucking shit.
And that's fucking crazy.
And just like my favorite, what I really want to talk about, or not talk about, something I really want to like touch on there is just again reiterate failure.
Yeah.
Failure for breakfast.
Yep.
Failure for lunch.
Yep.
Failure for dinner. I've tried 3 times to start a game development team and launch an indie game. They all have fallen apart for various reasons. Sometimes, well, most of the time it wasn't my fault. One time I didn't help the situation, but just for whatever reason, people don't get along. You really, like, a lot of times end up having to do things by yourself just because, like, opinions and emotions get involved and things fall apart, or lives change and people move to different places and things just don't work out anymore. People aren't as passionate about the thing as you are and they go away.
Yeah.
Or worse.
Yep.
You know, they screw you over.
Yep.
They take the money and run. I mean, like, it's just, and it happens a lot.
It's just fucking
a lot. And then you fucking, sometimes you give up. I've given up a lot. And then something happens where one day I wake up and I don't give up anymore.
Yep.
And I'm
Change
like,
your mind.
fucking goddamn it.
I've wasted so much time giving up.
It's like, and I think that goes back to the cycle, which is you fucking get in that loop. Sometimes the loop can last 6 months.
It does. Dude, that's the thing. That's my whole fucking life, is I get so fucking, like, passionately creative, and I work so fucking hard day in and day out, and I forget to eat and I forget to sleep, and I work like crazy, and I make something that I'm really fucking proud of, and then if I fucking I start to get a little less inspired a little bit, like I'll take a little break. Oh, the break feels really nice. And then all of a sudden I realize I've taken too long of a break, and then I feel bad about myself, and I'm not happy, so I'm not creative, and so I feel really shitty, and then I get in this funky depression, and then I'm just laying there again, not eating and not sleeping because I feel like shit. And then I wake up and I'm like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of feeling this way. I'm going to do something today. And I work on something and start building and making it great. And it's, oh my God. And then I hit this peak of pride and I make some really, and it's just over and over and over again. And like, I heard somebody talking about earlier on, they were like,
doesn't help the imposter syndrome either.
Not at all. But like, I heard somebody talking about earlier, they were like, I talked to my therapist about eating and sleeping. And I mentioned how, like, I think that those are just, they kind of just get in the way. And she was like, that's a really unhealthy way to look at it. And that kind of shook me a little bit, because I was like, oh, that's how I've always looked at it, is fucking, I guess I need to sleep now so that I can do things tomorrow. Like, I need to get some energy in my body so I can go do work. Like, that's all I fucking think about. And like, yeah, there are times that I eat because it just tastes good and I sleep because it's just comfortable. Sure. But more often than not, I'm lying in bed at 4 a.m, wide the fuck awake. More awake than I've ever been, with my heart pounding out of my chest, and I can like almost see my chest vibrating. It's fucking just beating so hard. And I'm just sitting there telling myself over and over and over, you need to sleep now because you need to do work tomorrow. And if you don't get enough sleep now, you won't feel good tomorrow and you won't be as productive. So I'm trying to force myself to sleep so that I can do work tomorrow, so that maybe I can be happy with myself for a minute. And like, that's fucking, there's no way that's cool for my brain. You know what I mean? That can't be acceptable.
I don't think so.
And
I
mean,
like,
really
I don't have anything
fucking
good to say, because I have the same, like, it's almost the identical problem.
Yeah.
On my end, I do the same thing. And what sucks is that, like, I know I'm not doing as much as you. Like, I'm not even close to doing as much as you.
You also have a lot more responsibilities than me, though. Like, a lot more that you're having to go and work a day job for. Way differently than I have to.
Yeah, well, I'm not. We both work our asses off, for sure.
Yeah, but your schedule is like my schedule was for like the last 3 summers, and I know how much that fucking sucks.
It blows ass.
There's no way that you can get anything else done.
I'm working every day. No, I do, though. I just don't sleep.
Exactly.
I just don't sleep, and I take caffeine all day at work, and I yell at people until they buy products.
You choose, but you've got you've got what is it? Enough sleep, proper work ethic, or like good like social life. then you get to pick 2. You don't get 3. Those are the 3 things that you get. You know what I mean? You get to pick any 2 of those things. Is, you know, you can either work the right way, sleep the right way, or have a happy life, and you get 2 of them.
Hold on. You get 2?
That's what I'm saying. Like for people like you and I, is you either get
you're getting 2? You have a social life, Forrest?
Yeah, because I rarely... Well, no. So, like, basically, sometimes I hang out with people. I'm a bad friend. I hang out with people, like, once a year.
You're
like,
a great co-host.
Thank you.
Yes.
For noticing.
Okay, easy now.
But, like, the like, no, it's like I do the work that I want to do, and I sleep sometimes. Sometimes too much. And then more often than that, not the way I want it all. And then sometimes I'll remember that I have friends.
Never the way. Yeah, I know you remember them. I know what you mean. Like I have, you know my friend Justin. Fuck it, my friend. He's your friend as well. You know Justin.
Fuck you.
He fucking
my friend.
He's mine though. Fuck you. Like I thought today I was like I need to send Justin a message and just be like, hey man. Just wanted to like say sorry for not talking to you in like months and only sending you memes like every couple of days. Like I'm just super busy, so I just want you to know. So he'll probably hear this before I send him the fucking message.
That is my every conversation with every friend. I seriously.
Yeah, people are like, why can't you hang out? People think I hang out with you, and I'm like, I'm not hanging out with Forrest. It's not what we
come
fucking
over
do.
here. We fucking we do the podcast, and maybe we chill for like 90 minutes before and or after.
Yeah,
and that's
90
it.
minutes is like just us panicking about the podcast.
Exactly. That's seriously. I think I hang out with like
professionals.
I think I have one other friend that I see on a semi-regular basis, and that's it. Yeah. And like he has to initiate. He has to call me and be like, "Hey, you want to do something?" Like, "Oh fuck yeah, I guess if you want to come over, I'm just sitting here fucking
just chilling, doing a million things."
Exactly. I'm just sitting here staring at this fucking paper for like 8 hours again. So like, come on over, I guess. And like, that's all I've got going on. I remember my friends exist when they call me, and I'm like, I am so sorry I haven't talked to you in like fucking 6 months. How are your family? What's going on?
How are your family?
Like I had a friend call me today. He's like, hey, I love what you're doing. I got a screen printing thing now, or not an embroidery thing now. I want to do all this cool shit with embroidery with you. I want to make merch and everything. I'm like, when did you do that? That's so recent. He's like, you haven't talked to me in like 8 months, bro. I've been doing a lot of things. Like, oh shit, I thought I just saw you last week. What's happening?
A lot of people are doing a lot of things.
Oh my god. People are starting businesses and having kids and all sorts of things. You put that on the internet. Cough directly into the microphone. People like
I turned
that.
Away. Fuck you.
I'm trying not to look at you. I don't know what you're doing. I'm looking this way so I don't echo my mic again. I don't know what caused that. I'm so worried about it.
It's our software.
I'm talking so quiet.
It's our software.
Does this sound different to you out there listening to this? Do I sound like I'm just...
as soon as we fucking do it.
As soon as we're done with this, I'm going to export it.
It's the software.
It's the software.
It's the software. Boo bop.
But I've got like
little boosted gop.
Yeah.
You've got what?
Vision. I've got vision.
Yeah, you talk about it all the time. Fucking send Mercury, blow it up, mine it for fucking bullshit.
That's a part of it.
That's a part of it.
That's a part of it.
That does sound like the end result of the entire plan.
No,
okay.
No. That's a middle point.
You're not gonna do half that shit.
You don't know what I am, and you don't know what I can do.
Okay. I have some idea. I've seen man bleed before. You can be killed. If he dies, he dies. If he dies.
Only on account of villainy.
It's shit. Just... there's a big fear that, like, all of it's for nothing, and I'm still doing it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
You know what, though? To be perfectly honest,
I just don't think.
I believe so hard in what I'm doing that if it goes nowhere, I will be sorely disappointed, but I will still go to my death the way that you go to bed after a hard day's work. Just fucking satisfied.
What, you mean exhausted? Just tired? Just really
just
tired? Knowing
happy.
Somebody made a lot of money off of you?
I guess not. Never mind. Let me rephrase that. I was trying to fucking be all poetical, but since you want to be a big old swinging cock and balls about it, let me fucking try again.
I love you, man.
Fucking, like, I know that if I just fucking try my ass off and try to just be my absolute best, that I will fucking be happy even if I fail. You know? That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is that, like, fucking my... And I know how fucking cringy this is, too. I absolutely 100% know how fucking cringy this is. What? But it's the truth.
What's the cringe?
Is the fucking...
lay it on me. Come on.
Fucking, I'm a very quixotic person. And my whole life, I've just known... Fucking, I'm just dreaming the impossible dream, and I'm going to fucking see it through, or I'm going to fucking die, and there is no other option.
So, like, what about everybody else that doesn't do that?
I hope they're happy. I want to make their life great. I want to make their life better.
In this country, it's very hard to be happy unless you're an insane person.
Right. Well, that's the thing, is that I am... Like, you know, I'm sitting here talking about all my mental problems and, like, all these cycles and things. Overall, I'm a very jovial guy. I just struggle a lot with my own mind.
Said like a jovial person.
But I'm a very happy person overall otherwise. And, like...
funny guy.
And so, like, I don't think I'm unhappy in any way. I'm just fucking stressed the fuck out. And I find myself, especially recently, especially within the past several months, fucking just... coming to terms with the fact that I was probably very close to catching a deadly virus, and coming to terms with the fact that I'm, you know, could literally fall and twist my ankle and lose everything, and just having minor little panic attacks about those things. Other than that, and my bizarre fucking creative issues and probably ADHD, almost certainly ADHD. I was talking to you about this last week and we lost the episode, but, like, I was hanging out with some colleagues and they all fucking... Yeah, these are the two guys who have diagnosed ADHD and they're playing with their fidget spinners and shit and they're talking about it. And
just like all ADHD people just have fidget spinners.
Well, these two do. And yeah, they were talking about them and I was like...
I mean, mine's right in my pocket. Right?
Yep. And I
said... I'm not diagnosed. I just fucking like fidget spinners, I guess. I don't know.
Right? Well, I mentioned, I was like, I think I might have ADHD, but, and I was going to, like, explain something, and my buddy just cuts me off. He's like, you absolutely have ADHD. I'm going to stop you right there. As someone who is diagnosed with it and, you know, then studies it, you 100% have ADHD. Like, oh yeah, probably. But, like, that's, you know, I'm just trying to figure out how to be me, how to be a person. And how to exist.
That's why we constantly start new projects that never go anywhere.
Right.
But I'd say we're both getting better at that, especially you. Like, you put out content regularly. You keep a pretty tight schedule with it.
That's one thing that I do genuinely love about TikTok, is that, like, one of the reasons why I never released a YouTube video for the 8 years I was trying to is because I couldn't get it good enough. And TikTok, it's everything's right there in the platform, and it's only 60 seconds. And so I still do it differently than most creators. I don't do any cuts in my video. I try to do everything one solid take and get it perfect. And so, as I've talked about before, 60-second video takes me 90 minutes to record because I need to get it right. But I'm able to appease my perfectionism and still produce a product in a way that, in making it like a 20-minute YouTube video that way, I just couldn't fucking do. And now that I've gotten my start, I'm able to, like, work on the YouTube videos and, like, still make them good enough for me, but I'm not just sitting there for over a year trying to get the lines right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very different.
And you have to, like, edit it.
Mm-hmm. And even that, it's eventually.
That's not too bad. I've kind of messed around with video editing a little bit. I haven't done anything fancy, but...
It used to be one of my favorite things to do when I was a kid. My dad had a camera, a video camera.
I don't know how to do any of that shit. Well, I mean, I know how to do a little bit now, but...
Yeah. My dad had a video camera, and he had some basic editing software, and I would just fucking make shit all day long. I had a little acting group. We did stupid videos and put them on the internet.
It's funny. Yeah,
They're all gone.
I don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it because that's the point of the podcast. Is like when I was a kid, I used to have I instead of that, what I had was a tape recorder.
No.
And so it was an AM FM tape recorder. So I would record like music and act like I was a radio station.
Dude.
We had microphones, like old school microphones that plugged into it with the big 1/4-inch jack. And we would make little radio shows or like little fucking like old timey radio shows. And I was like a little kid, and I had no business doing anything like that. But I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I think that's why I'm prone to this type of dumb shit now. Like I want to make a podcast.
You know what's funny? Like I also had an AM FM tape recorder. It was this big. It was one of those like fucking bright yellow like beach boom boxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking from the 90s.
Yeah.
And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I put a cassette tape in there.
Mine was from like the 70s. It was dope. It was my grandpa's before it was mine.
That's awesome. Yeah. I would put my cassette tape in there, and I would record lessons. I would teach things that I knew nothing about. I would make shit up to teach. Like I would teach things about fucking. I played Warcraft a lot when I was a kid. Like Warcraft, the Tides of Darkness was my favorite game. And then Warcraft 3 came out and I lost my fucking mind. And I would like teach like orc culture and language and shit.
Yeah.
Like just shit that I just made it the fuck up and was like trying to explain it.
I've always done weird shit. And now I can't function in society.
Looking back at my childhood, it makes so much fucking sense who I am today.
I know, but
But seeing it growing up and like living it, it made no fucking sense, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing or who I wanted to be.
Everybody thought I was a weirdo. I know that.
We are weirdos.
It's just fun. It's one of those things, and it's like I want to end on the point with like I don't know fucking. I mean, like, do we even have a right to be fucking doing this?
No, but nobody else does either.
It's just like I fucking got a notification. I pulled up this picture. I screenshotted it. How many podcasts from Spotify, and it's this number of podcasts, and it says dig deep and discover yours, and I was just like, Christ, like what is this number? Fucking 35 million.
Different podcasts.
It's over. Yes.
And we're the best one. We're the one you listen to.
And like,
the only one.
And like I'm seriously like, this is the career I want.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Because like as good as I think this is, like, is it that good? As much fun as I have doing shows, am I ever gonna put anything out there that's good enough?
Honestly.
Ever.
Is
that the point?
I think that...
Does it matter?
I think that the goal here is, for me at least, is to just continue to build skills and build comfort levels and build a resume online, build following and build my talents, like have people come follow me that can improve me.
It's incredibly transparent of you, Forrest.
Well, like, honestly, like, I know it's not like I'm breaking any fucking new ground here, but I'm just saying,
but you're like, you're not. At least you're not like, I just want to make the best podcast in the world. You're like, it's another tool in my belt.
That's precisely the way I see it as.
It's not like it's not. We're not. So you're not doing it for no reason, but it has a purpose. It serves exactly. It serves a goal in mind.
Not only is it going to hopefully entertain people, because what I want to do, the first goal with this is to entertain and make people happy. Is to inform, entertain, cause a discussion, whatever. That's goal number one. Goal number two is to continue to build a fan base, to continue to build a following of people that can come in and enjoy my content and help me disseminate new information and help me achieve my dream of the status of science communication that I want to get to. And the third thing is self-improvement, is to make me better at this kind of communication so that I can then go do later projects better and then continue to go back to those first two things. The next projects that I do will be more entertaining, more informative, gather more people to build my dream, which will make me better at the next project, which will entertain more people and build more people and to build my dream. And so like
fucking infinite regress.
What's exactly going on here? It's like a pyramid. It's like building a pyramid, except right when you're about to put the capstone on, you just put another layer around the bottom, and you build up again. And you start from the next layer, and the next, you know what I mean?
Pyramid.
And you just continue building, and you never really make perfection. It's the pursuit of excellence is in itself excellence, is the way I see it.
Well, man, I think if we can find a way to stay uncomfortable, we might just pull that off.
That's the thing, is that like I really genuinely believe that the magic happens right where your comfort zone ends. You know what I mean? That's where the really good shit starts. And like I said, that's why I love TikTok, because it allowed me to get out of my comfort zone enough to actually put something out there. I love the challenges that I get, especially I do a Sunday night Q&As where people just drill me with questions, and I get asked shit that I don't know the answer to a lot, and that's awesome, because that's I'm learning now. I learn best when I like do call and answer shit, like if I'm quizzed, that's how I learn best. I don't learn really well just studying and memorizing. I learn way better if I'm asked to use the information and I can't, and then I learn how. So much better. That's awesome. Before I started on TikTok, I was doing a lot of live shows, and then the pandemic started, so like that's kind of, fucked up. But once I can start doing live shows again, I'm going to start incorporating shit that I'm not good at and get better at, you know what I mean? Like really try to make those awesome. I've learned over my whole life to just give myself the gift of failure, and I'm finally able now in this last year or two to actually see the benefits of that. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Like the years and years and years of failure leading up to this are insane, and I'm so fucking happy. I'm so excited to fail some more. I'm so fucking excited. I feel like I'm failing mentally. I feel like I'm laying on the floor staring at the ceiling way too much.
My faculties are failing.
Yeah. But like, maybe I'll get better at that.
Well, I'm excited to see where we go.
Yeah, man.
In all things.
We're gonna be fucking great someday.
We're gonna be dead.
We are gonna be dead. Did I tell you? Real quick, we'll wrap up after this.
I'm dead now.
I was
oh, fuck.
So there's this restaurant in Oklahoma City called Mandarin's, or I think it's just called Mandarin. I don't know, but it's this Chinese restaurant in Del City, and it is Amber's absolute favorite place in the world to go, because she grew up not too far from there. And every time we drive through Oklahoma City, we have to stop and get Mandarin's and bring it up here, and we'll get like 5 combo orders and bring them up to Tulsa and just like consume them over the next week. And the combo orders are fucking huge. Oh my god. Anyway, but like, they're this wonderful place. And one time Amber and I were talking about just kind of like, if I ever run for office and become president, if I ever become a big famous science communicator and we live in a mansion, or which we'd never want. We're just talking about these big crazy goals. And I said, someday when I'm all sorts of famous, fancy, whatever, I'm going to have to hire somebody to come to Oklahoma City to buy Mandarins to bring it to you. Wherever we're at, because we won't be able to come. We're gonna have to, ship it to the White House, ship it to, wherever we're working in that day, wherever in the country we are. And I got to the word someday. I was like, someday, and Amber interrupts me and goes, "You're gonna die, and everyone's gonna forget you." And I was like, "Yeah, babe. Also, I'm gonna buy you Chinese food." I love that woman so much. She keeps me grounded.
I'm not going to vote for you for president.
You better not.
I'm not going to vote for you for president. I'll vote for you for like almost anything else, but not for president. I'm not giving you the fucking briefcase, man. Fuck off. It's not happening.
If I ever actually run for anything, it's going to be the fucking funniest thing. I'm going to do it so weird. Oh, I'm going to do it my way. That's kind of my life's goal now. I don't fucking know. I still don't know exactly what I want to be when I grow up.
You should probably just stick with science communicator.
But I want to do it my way, whatever the fuck it is.
Okay, buddy.
That's what I'm saying.
Calm down. Nobody's saying you can't do it your way, all right? Nobody's threatening.
I'm going to run Burger Kings.
And I'm going to do it my way.
My way. Fucking. Oh, God.
Have it your way, Forrest.
Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 16 of I'm Not Comfortable With This. You know what? You tell us what you thought about it.
Also, give us some topics.
Yeah, tell us what's uncomfortable for you to talk about, and for us to talk about it has hiccuped real weird.
Yeah, if you have some things that make you uncomfortable, but you want us to talk about it, or you think if you think you can put us on the spot a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't be crazy. Don't like ask us to argue some fucked up shit that we can't morally argue. Like we're not trying to have a debate.
I want you guys to try to justify the Holocaust for an episode.
Yeah,
Look for reasons.
No, but like if you have like an uncomfortable topic that but like we can just think about it. But we've been looking up some things that we can come up with, putting our heads together. I think I'm excited about some of the future topics we're looking to cover. I think they're going to be really good.
I can honestly say this was the most uncomfortable episode for me in a long time because like I really, really don't like talking about myself. I know, and like it's hard.
You don't like to let these people peek behind the veil.
You don't. Yeah, I don't want to fucking.
You don't want to let them look at the man.
Filthy humans.
And to be fair,
knowing that I'm one of you.
To be fair, I understand that because anytime the illusion is ruined. Anytime you fuck with the illusion, it's not good. It doesn't help the image because perception is reality to an extent.
I also I would say probably my biggest fear in the entire world is being self-centered and being like a real self-important guy. Like when you see those fucking people and they're like, you fucking if I ever say like, do you know who I am? I kill me. Like that is my biggest fear, is to be that kind of person. You know what I mean? Like a fucking diva Karen bitch. Like,
I would love to be like able to say, do you know who I am though?
I want to say it one time.
I would love to be
I want to say it
like
one
here's
time.
The thing. My do you know who I am would be more like, hey, I know you don't know who you're fucking with right now. So I'm going to give you one more chance.
Some kind of cool-ass movie line.
Yeah.
Where you kick some ass.
Exactly. Like I think that's the better way to do it. You give them another shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to.
Especially if it's clear that you don't know who
because then it's badass no matter what the outcome is. If they fuck up again and you beat the shit out of them, or if they run away, it's fucking badass.
You don't know who I am. Also, I can understand you're very busy, and it seems like you may be short-staffed. So I'm going to give you some leeway.
Precisely. That's precisely what I want to do. Just be the nicest douchebag possible.
Please recook this steak the way I ordered it. Perhaps you misunderstood me. Misunderstandings happen.
Bitch.
Not again.